Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is May 7th, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. And if you look out across Pacific Ocean there, you can see the next storm system moving towards the Oregon coastline. It's going to leave the Pacific Northwest in a trough, bring some thunderstorm activity here for the next few days before we start that much talked about potential warm up as we go towards the end of next week. How hot will we get and how long will it last? We'll take a look at that here in a moment. Now, taking a look at SeaTac yesterday, 62 trace precipitation. Again, another below average day there. Average high for this time of year is 65 now as of May 7th. But just hold on here for the next few days, heat lovers, because the warm weather is on its way. Taking a look at thunderstorm potential here, National Weather Service Spokane, and you can see we're going to have this Monday, Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday for portions east of the Cascades, and we may even get a thunderstorm off to the west of the Cascades as we go through tomorrow, Monday. This is looking at also Spokane National Weather Service talking about the warm up. You can clearly see those temperatures really rising there as we go towards the end of next week. Look at Moses Lake at 89 degrees, for example, here. So, yeah, this is going to be for the western portions as well as we get kind of a thermal trough because of the big ridging aloft. We get that sinking, descending air, the offshore flow. We get a resultant thermal trough up the coastline here, kind of a signature of our heat waves. I'll show you that here in a moment. Here is off from National Weather Service Missoula. Just watch out for that rainfall as the system moves in here. It's going to continue. We're getting that snow melt and it could bring some minor flooding impacts with it. This is looking at day one categorical. You can see eastern Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana kind of included in that, maybe extreme southwest Oregon, but you'll see where I'll be chasing here across Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, and Kansas potentially today. This is for tomorrow. You'll notice it includes portions of western Washington, western Oregon there. And this is day 3 here. This would be for Tuesday, mainly afternoon, mainly Cascades east, but tries to clip portions of the I-5 corridor down in through Oregon. This is looking at lightning flash density potential. Let me back this up and show you about Monday at the peak. You can see it including some of the Cascades there and even trying to move a thunderstorm here west of the Cascades. But really, most of the activity is going to be Cascades east, although there is the slight chance of something going west of the Cascades on the day tomorrow. This is looking at total precipitation here. Check out the storm system rolling towards the Oregon coastline, and you can see that precip moving in as we go through late tonight on and through tomorrow morning. And you can really see some beneficial precipitation coming for some of the east slopes of the Cascades of Oregon, some of the Cascades of Oregon as well. You'll notice not as much precipitation showing up across southwest BC, western Washington, either, but look at Idaho, Montana, some of the higher terrain getting some pretty decent amounts here. Along with that snow melt, you can get some minor flooding out there. So heads up for that. And plus the waterways are running cold, so watch out if you're doing any recreational activities out there. This is looking at 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. This is what everybody wants to know about. What is coming? So check out the storm system rolling through Monday. Trough exists as we go on in through Wednesday, and we start to build the ridge here along the west coast of North America. You can see that trough really retrograde out across Pacific Ocean here. And the European kind of looks like it trended a little bit upwards here with the strength of this ridging. And this is the ensemble run here. So this is a model that usually brings some confidence here. We're kind of looking at the overall pattern, looking at the average of all 50 individual ensemble members here. So you can see the big ridge kind of hanging on here for a little bit of an extended period as we go on in through the following week coming up here. And you can see no troughing existing in our future here, at least at the European ensemble runs. Take that with a grain of salt. Of course, that can change quickly, and we'll watch that day by day. But this is looking at 5,000 feet, 850 millibars. You can see Hawaii bottom left and North America off to the top right there. And if we put that into motion, you'll see the storm system there rolling into Oregon here. Pretty, chilly trough around the area. But then watch as that next system kind of retrogrades out over the Pacific Ocean here and really allows for some warm air to really engulf the entire Pacific Northwest here with the big ridge of high pressure here, lots of sinking air, offshore flow. It's going to develop a thermal trough along the coastline there, and we're going to be dealing with some well above average temperatures coming up here, potentially 20 plus degrees or so. And when that ends, nobody knows just yet. You can kind of see that trough still spinning off the shoreline here, way off into Fantasyland of the GFS over 10 days out. We're looking right there. But this is looking at the European. Does it agree? Let's go ahead and scroll out there, and you'll see the trough existing as we go through Tuesday. There's Thursday morning shown there. And by the time we get towards Friday morning shown there, look at that very cold air out over the Gulf of Alaska, and you can see that thermal trough moving up the coastline there. Very warm air aloft across Pacific Northwest. Very warm temperatures, big ridge of high pressure. And it kind of looks like it might be a bit of an extended warm-up here too as well. But again, right now at this time frame, take it with a grain of salt. This is looking at mean sea level pressure anomaly here, and this kind of shows a thermal trough well. There goes the system into Oregon. As we go through this week and towards the end of the week, watch what happens. You see that low pressure off the coastline stays there, and then you'll see that high pressure kind of setting up over the interior, and watch this thermal trough come up the coastline, and you can really see it there by the time we get in towards Sunday morning, kind of classic thermal trough, which is the signature for all our heat waves west of the Cascades, all the way through southwest BC, western BC, down into Oregon and western Oregon. This is looking at the GFS. So I showed the deterministic yesterday. This is the ensemble here, probably much more realistic. You see a few days over 80 here. Of course, some places are going to be warmer, especially maybe down towards Portland. Usually it gets a few degrees warmer than SeaTac here, but then it kind of cools down the week after. But right now we have low confidence in anything looking that far out. But you could see potentially 3 days towards 80 degrees, or maybe even a little warmer there. This is looking at Seattle-Tacoma, national blend of models. Pretty similar there, 3 days, maybe 80 degree plus here, coming up in this warm up here as we go towards the end of the week. And if I scroll down a little bit there, you'll see that would be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So we might have a nice weekend shaping up on in through next week. This is looking at the European ensemble members here. So if you look at the blue line there, that's the control. Look at that control run had up towards 90 degrees for Sunday, and the mean is well into the mid 80s there, and potentially again 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, as we go on in through the following weekend here. So yeah, pretty good model agreement on the warm up on its way. How long will it last? We are still not sure yet. This is 8 to 14 day temperature outlook here, and this goes through May 20th. You can clearly see the above average signal here across Washington, Oregon, and Idaho there. This is 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, and we are starting to dry off this time of year. So you can kind of see that signature there with this setup here as well. You can see some below average signals showing up across Pacific Northwest. But anyway, yeah, you can see that system rolling in here. Few more days of some thunderstorm potential here, some troughing around, and we are going to warm up. So yeah, heat lovers, just hold on for a few more days, and we are definitely going to warm up as we go towards Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of next week. So anyway, yeah, I am in, where are we? We are in Cameron, Missouri, I believe right now. It's another hotel, the Red Roof Inn, and we are going to go chase probably in Iowa, maybe Nebraska today. We'll see how it goes. Maybe even down towards Kansas. We'll see how it goes. I've got to do some studying of the models here and see where the biggest tornado threat is today. I had a pretty crazy day yesterday, filmed some tornado damage, saw a couple brief tornadoes as well, some nice storm structure motion, lots of lightning. Yeah, it was a pretty fun day out there yesterday. So anyway, yeah, we will do this again tomorrow. Hope you guys are liking the videos here out on the road. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys then.